requires assistance.
Check it out for myself. Check it out. I'll have a look.
Target is spotted. We got hostiles.
Hostile spotted.
Fuck, did you catch me that fucking quick? shit. Yeah, man, you can join if you want. Hey, McCall Bevins, is that you? Just sent me a friend request? Oh my god, throw the fucking balls out, man.
team. Friendly division agent is down.
Are you running fucking Alpha Bridge, dude? Why is you guys making this so fucking hard?
Warning. An agent on your team requires aid immediately.
Tango's taking cover.
Heads down. You're just making things worse for yourself.
Engaging.
Oh my god, guys, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Never had that fucking happen like that. Come on, jump up. You guys make my life so fucking hard. I do better by myself. Should we not be having this much fucking trouble? It's already done, dude. Fucking halitosis is back. Weak sauce, huh? Sure wish I had a reclaimer. Sure would be nice if I had a reclaimer. Well, then get it hooked up. That's a you problem, not a us problem. Of course it's randoms, dude. I don't want it to be randoms. I want it to be my friends. I gotta be a reclaimer with a tactician. Yeah, my friends are lame. They don't know how to hook up a PlayStation. I want to play with my friends before I go on this cruise, you know? It would be nice. I'm not going to hear your beautiful voices for like 7 days. We leave Friday morning. Well, we leave Friday morning to go stay in a hotel the night before. The cruise starts Saturday. Saturday to Saturday. Look at those juicy meat, all these juicy weak hits you can be getting. But no, you have to be gay. You're like a pansexual, whatever you want to call those people. Whoa, look at that guy. That's like Spider-Man, bro.
Alert. Friendly division agent is down.
Oh, that was close. Come on, what the fuck? Come on, really? It's not gonna let me get it? There we go. Wow, is he really blocking my shots? Ooh, miss with the oh, this guy didn't miss with the guy's shit. Ah, this is in the pocket. Yeah, no, it's fucking. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, that's a lot of bodies right there. see they made the aliens version of that? I was watching this one guy stream it. It's not just like it, but I mean it's set up. You know, fire team shit. Yeah, it looks cool. Like, you can't be the aliens though, like it doesn't have that option. Shit. Yeah. I think at one point they're gonna combine those two games, so you could have the aliens versus the Predator. We should start playing it again, except we just can't play it with Turbo and what's his face both there. Oh my god, I got stuck. What the fuck? Oh, you should post it in the chat then. Or the PlayStation one so Turbo can see it. Finally, Jesus fucking Christ. If we die again here, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Alright, I guess I'll be the guy. Teddy! go after the box. Okay. It's not fucking hard. I really gotta take a piss too. All right. Looking on the speakers fine. How many speakers are there? Hey, Camel. Hey, Camel. Can you show me what this meat stick is for? No, I made a party. Because I thought my friends were coming online. Yeah, apparently they're not. Don't you do it. Go up there. I guess we're fighting from up top. No hunter, but we're gonna fight from up here. Lame-o. What? Whoa. Of course you healed. Oh, you bitch ass. Fucker. Oh, you fuckface. Finally. Thank you. It's gonna take so long. Oh wait, the other guy left? What the fuck? Ah, he's one of those. GTF fucks, huh? Yay. I'll pick some up. Ooh, nice. And that's trash. Let's see what kind of cretins are inside here. I see a computer, but I don't see them. Hey, it's Turbo! That doesn't want to talk to me. Womp womp.
Agent, we're getting word of supply drops landing, but they're arriving in the dark zone. Something's going
There's
on.
Turbo.
But I'm not quite sure what.
I'm sure. I know it's
You
late
better
for
get
you.
there before
So.
the wrong people
No,
get their
I'm
hands on
off,
whatever
bro.
it is.
I'm just gonna.
Because
I just have to go
it's not
take a
fast
piss. I'll be right back.
Get on it, Agent.
You are now entering a safe area.
I got stuff that'll save your life.
Another agent has joined your team.
Don't waste my time.
Proximity threat has been eliminated. Scanning for additional hostiles.
This is the shit you need.
Hostiles moving out of proximity. Contamination levels lowering to acceptable levels.
What are you waiting for?
actually coming into the dark zone just to mess around with these manhunts, but I can't find them.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything. Ah.
See the computer. I heard about it, Camel. I just didn't see. I haven't watched any videos of it yet. I'm just putting a little stream on just like in case something cool happens in the dark zone. I have it recorded, but Camel's in the stream talking to me
Oh, okay.
because he had to move to a different hotel, so he doesn't have his PlayStation hooked up. More or less, he's gay. I mean,
Hey.
let's call a spade, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What the frick? How is that possible?
Yeah, I watched your video. It was good.
But yeah, that was fucking weird, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that all day. Damn, look at all these landmarks down. Holy shit.
Yeah, they couldn't get any closer to you, too. It's like,
Oh, you know, I'm just gonna walk out here and see if any cretins are out here.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only. Backup activated. System rebooted.
Well, we could do the daily
Warning.
if you want
Now leaving the safe area.
yeah,
for the dark zone. What are you running?
I've got my D3.
Is she? Okay, I'm gonna throw some pred on. Yes, Camel, you're extremely trans. You're like all the sexuals in one. I figure we'll just hoof it up north like we did last time and
Okay.
see what happens. And then we'll extract up there.
Yeah, there was nobody in here last night either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see if we could scoot past fucking Midtown, so I really don't feel like dealing with that. Sounds like a fucking sticky bone. I don't know if somebody's over there behind us. Yeah, somebody's over there. Let's go. They just took down the fucking boss like nothing.
I just see some cleaners walking by.
It's taking forever to get my damn pulse back. Jesus Christ. There's the cleaners. Alright. I'm just gonna go on my map, see if I can see the manhunts. So let's head over this way. All right, Ted. Yeah, you gotta relax, buddy. So what brought you on your hour?
Figured I'd come in and screw around a little bit.
Gotcha. Oh my God, Teddy, stop! Oh my goodness. I can't let him out because you won't go outside because it's raining, so...
Okay.
It's, you know, I understand if you gotta go, you gotta go, but...
Right.
If I bring you outside, you don't want to go.
Supply drops detected.
I always like doing the tunnel, so... You ready?
Yep.
Purples is still the thing, so I'm grabbing purples.
Okay.
Ooh, I heard it.
More guys somewhere.
Area secure.
Ooh, I got a classified and a fucking exotic. And a green
Right.
case. And that's defense. You don't need a defense holster, do you?
No. I've crashed so much D3 stuff lately.
Did you grab the purple over there?
No.
Or if you don't want to, that's fine.
Where is it?
Right
Over
on the
here?
other side of that. Over here, over here.
Ah, okay.
Opening cases is, I believe, part of the monthly.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if you care about being on a leaderboard, but...
No.
No? Okay. Then I will pop them all.
Yeah, usually I don't have my sound turned up this much, but I did last night since I was by myself.
Oh, you're in a dark zone?
Yeah, because I was doing the 30 deal.
Oh, okay.
The boss is right here if you want him.
Watch a turret behind us.
Confirmed. Area has been secured.
Yeah, I usually turn it all the way down, that way you can hear people talking better, you know.
Hell yeah, yeah, and it's funny because we're in, let me see, where are we? We're in 9. Sometimes I could hear the extraction go off in 8, where we are right now.
Okay.
And it's a nice little piece of knowledge to know that you can hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Alert. Supply drops will expire in 30 seconds.
There's a purple up here. Once you get a chance.
Alert. Supply drops have expired.
I'll get the guy shooting you in the back.
Area secure.
Up there is a purple. And then over here where I'm going now is a purple.
Okay. Grab the div tech. Let me jump over.
In there.
Yes.
And there's one up here.
So, is there 2 extraction areas that look similar that are down in the hole? Big,
Down in the
because-
hole. Are you referring to where we are
Like-
right now?
yeah. Is there, because where we entered downstairs, we've
Yeah.
got the extraction right there. Is
Yeah.
there another one over on this end?
Yeah, we're going to it right now.
Okay, that's why I was looking, because I was looking and I'm like, where are the 2 walls that you guys usually hide behind? And I couldn't
Oh, okay.
find them. I'm like, there's got to be another one that looks like this one.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my spot where I always go.
Okay.
You've got a bird inbound on your position.
It's gonna see us. They're probably all gonna focus on me now, so.
I just changed my house because I've got another. This house does 23,000 more DPS because it doesn't have predatory on it. So
Oh, okay.
here's big in the dark zone. It's
Yeah, you want damage.
I remember this plan on having
So you did your 30 extractions with that character?
yeah.
Okay.
sick of the fucking whiners.
I'm probably gonna go out about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, Rikers was a piece of cake. Planning on having a sweet old time.
There's a big heavy up there.
We've got the package.
Package is secure. Extraction complete.
I ain't afraid of you.
Want to do any more dark zone, or you want to go do
I don't
missions?
care. Yeah, doesn't matter. Oh, he bled to death.
Fucking heavy. Oh, he's down the street. Fuck that. Let's go.
Remember to comply with all requests. Cannot guarantee your safety if you violate.
Alright. Any mission that you specifically need to do, or?
No, we can start from the top or
I did.
whatever you haven't done. I did Grand Central and I did General Assembly last night.
Okay.
So, I think
Perfect.
that's all I did.
That's what I just got done doing the ass with a bunch of asses.
Okay.
And we lost a fucking hunter. It took us
Yeah.
probably 20
Fuckers.
minutes to do, because you know when you die and they put you at the checkpoint, when you come
Right.
up the stairs to do the turrets,
Mhm.
it took us probably a little over 20 minutes to do that whole fucking part.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was the second time. I was getting fucking
Oh,
aggravated.
and I did the hospital last night.
Oh, okay.
Warning.
That
Now
was
exiting
awesome.
the
And that
safe
took
area.
forever because the fucking idiots wouldn't come downstairs.
Oh, yeah, that's a big...
And luckily I had put reclaimer on because
What the fuck? I did matchmaking, but apparently we got a fucking Momo. Don't worry about getting him, I'll get him.
Oh, I thought that was you down. I didn't realize that somebody else was there.
I don't have a reclaimer on this. Oh, no. We're gonna have to, we may have to kick this guy. He had full health and he fucking popped that. You weren't down, right?
No. No. I need to, after we get through this section, I gotta change back to my other house, but
Okay.
that way I have my predatory.
Get the Oh, fucking totally missed his ass. Sorry about that.
Yep, good.
Don't forget to change your house.
Yep, change that. Change my sound. Yeah, I usually have special effects down to 10%. And it's at 35.
I'm right next to you.
This guy.
Two of us are down. If you want to hit it, hit it.
Yeah.
Give yourself some heals. Oh, this dude went down again. That's my grenade on you.
This guy's gotta die.
I'll get him. Oh, you're gonna get him. Okay.
Snowbike comes in behind.
I think you killed the box anyway, so.
Yeah, box is gone. Medic's gone. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up.
Yeah. Good. Come on down here.
Shotgunner's coming from me. Oh, he's not dead yet.
Damn it.
What the fuck? I just stripped his armor away. That's
Medic's
first.
gone.
We're 2 down again. Shotgunner's got half health. It's coming for you. Come on, dude. You can walk over to us. I hate when people do that.
Yeah, that just sit there and don't move
Yeah.
at all.
How did this
Don't
guy
put any effort in it at all, buddy.
Yeah, guys inside the building are dead. Coming to you, Papa.
This agent's gotta fucking go.
Give you a minute to it. Hope it worked.
Yeah, that fucking knocking around shit has gotten worse.
Yeah, you can't do nothing. Like, you can't reload, you can't swing back.
No.
Oh, nice. Because we don't have a reclaimer, I don't really think it's a wise idea to make the run
No, that's
to that
fine.
room, so...
I never make it anyway, so. I'll be fine.
Alright, shotgunners are coming. Again, they're running right past you to get to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're aggro, so I'm gonna throw my balls. you happen to see the shotgunners come down here, just give me a heads up.
Okay. Medic's gone.
Oh, that's good. I think that spawns the shotgunners.
Yeah. One was just standing there staring at him. Yeah, there's the other one.
Jeez.
There's one still in that room up there.
Yeah, I was just about to make the run for it, then I saw him in there. If he jumps out, I'm gonna run up. Stick about on him. Alright, he's out, I'm going in.
I'll get him.
Alright.
Oh, bullshit. I just took a med kit.
Alright, let's, if they don't get you up... okay, never mind. I was gonna say, let's wait, but the shotgunners came anyway, so... I wasn't sure if we killed it in the second wave. So, the, Scar is my go-to duty weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And they just released a MK17 non-reciprocating charging handle.
Really?
Yeah, man, they are just coming up with some innovations, man. Like, some people think it's, you know, not that great of a, you know, like, whoop-de-doo kind of thing, but...
Right.
But I think that's just less weight getting fucking thrown into your fucking shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
I never really liked FN, because I only shot their pistol a couple times from through a buddy.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since I tested his rifle, it was my go-to rifle now. I used to be a HK fanboy, but which I still respect that company. I mean, they still make the 416 will always be that's my first rifle I ever bought was a 416. But
does Savage still make stuff? You ever hear of Savage?
Yeah, you know what? I haven't really heard
of
them
a 308
recently.
Savage, yeah. And it's
usually...
what do you call it? You know, like a ratchet action. What do they call that?
Is it a rifle?
Lever action. Lever action. 308 Savage lever action.
Oh, okay. My hunting rifle is a Ruger 44 lever action.
That's cool. I like lever action. I think they're nostalgic.
Hell yeah. I mean, you just feel cool when you're fucking racking that fucking...
Yeah.
I don't even know what the correct terminology is for that, but
No,
I just think it's fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I like my Browning stuff. Browning makes nice
Oh,
stuff.
hell yeah. Alright, they're coming out. Oh, he got me right before I hit my med kit. I threw a fire grenade to slow him down.
Yeah, I've got 3 Browning rifles. 270, a 338, and a 30
Nice.
And the 270 is my only left-handed rifle.
Oh, okay. You have to get yourself the fucking, what you would call it? What's the, is the Modus a Browning?
Oh, what?
The Modus, the big giant fucking...
Right. Yes.
Is that
there
a Brown?
You go. Yeah.
That's what you gotta get. That collection.
Yeah. I really want a Dylan arrow, but I don't think they sell that for trouble.
What is it?
The Dylan arrow.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, the arrow is Dylan's version of the mini Gatling gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dylan makes some nice stuff too. They make a lot of military stuff. They make a lot of pistols.
I'm always getting frowned upon when we go on a job and I carry, because I'm running the 308. You know, they're like a little excessive for what we're doing, man. I'm like, if he's got body armor, I'm making sure that body armor is like a fucking paper plate.
Exactly.
You guys are gonna be real thankful that I have it if that ever fucking runs in. That ever,
oh, yeah.
we ever come up with that.
Why can't I think of the name of the company? Been around forever. They started making commercials again there for a while. And they do a lot of lever action stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
What the hell's the name of the company? I can't think of it. It's not Winchester. But their stuff's expensive for what they are. What can I think of their name?
It might be, I don't know what name, I couldn't even begin to think of, say the name that you're thinking of, but if they're expensive, it's probably because they probably have something reputable behind them, you know, some...
Right. And who was the company that went out of business? Was that? It wasn't Colt, was it?
I believe Colt was bought out by somebody, so if that might be who you're thinking of. But
okay,
I
looked into it, and one of the biggest things was that they supplied military weapons to Russia during like World War II or World War One.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and they never got paid on them. So that put them back then millions of dollars in the
okay.
hole.
Yeah.
And then the government bailed them out.
Okay.
And then they just kept getting further and further in debt. And by the time they finally closed, they were like $100 million in the hole.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and the government kept bailing them out. Finally, they said no more.
Are you getting him? Because I was gonna hit the green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Now this guy decides that he a reclaimer. What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
That box has got to be close to down.
Ouch.
And who do you like for scopes? Do you use very many scopes?
I'm a fan of Aimpoint, Leopold, and if I really want to, I have two the Trigicons,
Okay.
and I decided to spend the money and try I believe they're called Black Lone Wolf or something, Black Wolf or some shit like that.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I've got a Leopold on one of mine. And
like I was saying, like my duty weapon, that's an Aimpoint M3, and I've probably had that to close to shit. I'm gonna say a good 8 to 10 years, and I don't regret one bit of keeping it. Like, it's just something it's on point. Like I could pull it out, throw it on the ground, go to the range, and I'm spot on again. I'm never,
nice.
you know what I'm saying? It's now, are they all like that? I'm gonna say no. Maybe I'm just lucky, but
lucky, you're right. Yeah, I can't remember what the one I bought not long ago. I gotta get mounts for it, but it's just a Chinese. But when I was looking through it, it's pretty damn clear. I don't know how freaking accurate it is because I haven't mounted it yet. But
there is some kind of trick. Well, I don't want to say trick, but there's a way of, they say, like, if you have all right, let's say you have a shooting table and you put the scope on the shooting table. If you're setting the scope for whatever range you want, I mean, you know, let's say it's for 40 yards, okay? There's, if it holds that true to distance while sitting out there like in the sun and just leaving it for like an hour. They say that's a pretty good way of telling, even if it's some kind of like Chinese knockoff or what.
Okay.
It's gonna kind of give you an idea of its accuracy and durability per se.
I never thought about that. Yeah, accuracy can change with heat because it can change.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I personally never have tested that theory, but I have heard quite a few. Like, I just went to a training thing last night, and the subject came up of optics and other various furniture per se of what you're putting on your rifle, and somebody brought up that situation too of if you get sand being out in the sun for 6-7 hours,
right,
it's going to be on a, as long as it's like on a shooting table. This way you have a true to spec
right. Now, have you ever used those the barrel sights? You know, the little lasers.
the ones that you could say you could test it in you could scope your. I mean, which you call it inside your house.
So
I
wonder how accurate those fucking things really are.
I would try it myself, but it's all right. Let's put it this way.
Because how do the guys do it when they're sighting them in on a bench? I've never seen them do that. Do they put something down the barrel?
What are you talking about? Like
to give them a baseline?
Well, that's where you come up with where your distance and your
right. So are they using that same type of deal, like one of those laser tipped?
I've never done it. I mean, I've always doped it at like military to what we do. Most engagement distances are 20 to 40 yards. So
right, but that should be. Do you use a scope or do you use an open sight? Because for me, I love open sights for short range stuff.
Open sights, you mean like iron sights?
Yeah.
Okay. I have iron sights. They always say keep your iron sights on for backup, blah blah blah. I'm under the impression, and I know this goes against any training people will tell you, if my weapon system gets so fucked up that I lose my optic, I'm not worried about trying to look down those iron sights to hit the target. I'm throwing as much lead as I possibly can until I could switch to another weapon, and that most likely it's going to be one of my pistols. But I mean, I'm not trying to. Now,
so you got optics on pretty much anything that's a rifle. You have optics.
Oh, absolutely, and I have an RMA on one of my ARs that is on the 45 degree. So if by chance they clip my main red dot, I do have that option to switch. But again, that's another form of a red dot. It's more or less what's supposed to be on a pistol, but with that distance, I'm going, maybe 10-15 yards, but I'm still going to be throwing lead at you. But that's what I'll use.
And the type of iron sights I like are the loop. The loop, for some reason, it's quicker. The V.
Oh, I think you're talking about what HK uses. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. The ones that I saw that were pretty damn nice was I hate to say it. I mean, not that I hate to say it. To fall back on it is FN. They have one that
FN.
The the rear sight is a semicircle on the bottom, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a small little nipple
Right,
in the middle.
in the center.
And then the front sight has the front post and then the top half of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go up on target,
okay.
it makes them
Should make a full circle.
yeah. But now, I tell people this, but I don't recommend it unless you really have time to hit the range and really get used to it. I was taught by a man that's been through more battles than I could imagine, and he told me, don't worry about your rear sight. He goes, put your fucking front sight what you want to shoot, give or take what your distance, obviously, but put your front sight where you want to shoot what you want to shoot at, and use that, because he says, I don't care who comes up to me. It could be a guy who's been shooting from World War I to the present war that we're going through. He goes, I guarantee you I will outshoot him on any target shooting my way, and he could shoot any way he wants. So I tried it. It got me to about in between 4 to 6 months to really get it. And I'm talking through my pistols and two of my rifles. And he says the higher the caliber, the less effective it is. So he said like a 7.62 is where he would put his put the cutoff at. Anything above that, you're really throwing it. It's going so far that, not that you should be using the rear. He goes, then an actual optic would be, your go-to way per se. But yeah, the one that you're talking about, and then the one I'm talking about, and then there was another one that does. I think it was Magpul. They did it, and it was. The front sight, the rear sight was the hole, and then the front sight was the bead, or I think they called it the bean, and you just put that bean in the center of the hole.
That's that's the one I like.
Okay.
That's the one I like. For me, it's quicker to get on target.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a person that tells people, like, my friends who I got them into shooting. They shoot maybe like once a month, but I told them every time you go to the fucking range, no matter what range it is, you're not going to be doing nothing illegal, so don't worry. But go there, and every time you go to shoot, do the exact same fucking thing.
You are now leaving the safe area.
Now, the one guy, he goes, yeah, but what if you tell me to change? I said, okay, well, that's different. That's me.
Right.
Don't go on YouTube. Don't go on somewhere on some internet, some schmo trying to tell you this is the way you should shoot. If you do that, ask me, and I'll say, that's not a bad idea. You could try it, but I mean, you want. I'm trying to say,
when you come on site with shooting through your optics, you have both eyes open, right?
Yes, you always should have both eyes. Well, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly.
When you're in a gunfight, when you're actually
there's no way you're gonna find the goddamn target.
Yeah.
If you got one eye closed, you can't.
Exactly. So, but the other theory is if you're in a gunfight, you want to see as much of what's going on as possible. You don't want to have to like blink open the other eye, just glance over to the left or right, whatever way you're shooting. You want to be able to see. That's why the when well, a lot of companies are making them now. Those new night visions that became so wildly popular when they did the Bin Laden raid. They look like spider eyes.
Right.
I mean, you're looking at almost 20 grand for a set of night vision goggles.
Oh,
but,
I bet.
But those are, you don't have to basically turn your head to look now. Those you just turn your eyes left or right, because the lens on the inside is a solid piece of glass. So it's not like what I have is dual PVS 14s on a universal mount. So I'm just looking through a tube out the other side. Those guys are looking through a panoramic lens on the inside, but on the outside what you see is like the 4 tubes. But they don't have to look, they could be walking straight as they're on target with their IRs and then just look down at the ground without turning their head down. So it's absolutely, they're really, really nice, but if you don't have a strong neck, because having a headgear that's really, like mine's as about as done up as you could, I got the battery pack, I got the ear pro, I got the comms, I got the night vision, I have the strobe. I mean, I think together it's almost, I think it's around like 14 pounds, 15 pounds I got on my fucking head. I am a little overkill when you see me as opposed to somebody else, maybe somebody that I'm working with, but I'm also using it as a intimidation factor. A lot of people don't know how to react when they see something like that, so I'm also it helps me out. Have you ever shot through night vision?
No, never.
Definitely, if you could find a range. I know it's hard probably in California, but which
frown on that shit.
But see, but well, I don't know the laws in California, but night vision is not illegal. I mean, there's nothing illegal about it. There's no I try to tell people, I wouldn't say bulletproof vest, but
I still want to know what happened to when our shop was in West LA. I never knew this until the owner was killed, but the building right next door to us, that's what they built, was night vision stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they found him dead in his car, and they reported it looked like it was some assassination,
Oh, really?
And so it's like, okay, so this guy that owns this night vision company, what was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, he could have owed money to people, or there's a various things. But like I try to tell people, a lot of my friends, they're like, "Hey, man, you think you can get me, like a ballistic vest or something?" I'm like, bro, you could order them. But it's the truth.
Right.
The only thing that becomes illegal is if you do an illegal act while wearing it. Then that's when they're gonna. And I try to tell them, I said, but that revolves around anything. Like if you were riding a motorcycle and you pop a wheelie past a cop while wearing a ballistic vest, yes, he's gonna ride you for everything because you have that vest on. If you just have it in your, let's just say, God forbid, somebody's in your home and you have a setup, like next to our bed, I have a complete setup for, I have my work helmet, everything set up next to my bed. And if somebody comes in the house, first of all, they're going to have to get through the dogs. And once the dogs are going, then I know it's time for me to do the work. But there's, lack of a better word, an arrangement of what I want to do, what I want to use, because that's what I try to tell them. I said, if you have something in your house that you want to use, if you want to have the ballistic vest, you could use it. There's nothing wrong with that. Told them, because they were asking me, what kind of, when I get my license, what should I buy? I said, depends. If you want home defense, there's a way you go for home defense. If you want to do target shooting and get into like more of a dynamic shooting and shit like that, then there's weapons for that too. But so most of them said they want to do both. So I basically just I said, you know what? If you have the money, first of all, get a shotgun for your house. Second of all, get your standard AR, and as much as you could practice, and practice for distances in your house.
Yeah, and you can buy a cheap shotgun, you know, a ball plug, which is not a freaking bad shotgun.
Yeah.
You know, but they're cheap. But a buddy of mine, he found a ballistics vest, a military one. It was laying in a wash.
Oh, really?
So he has that, yeah. So I told him maybe it fell out of a helicopter or something, you know, because
anything. I mean,
yeah, it was nowhere that they would have been doing any kind of training or anything.
Yeah.
So it's
like a lot of people just don't understand the laws, and that's what gets to people like yourself and me. I mean, I'm a little bit different case, but I mean, like a lot of my friends are like, hey man, you know, I really want to use a silencer. I'm like, well, first of all, it's called a suppressor. I said, second of all, you just have to go and get a license, and you have to pay a tax. I mean, it's I forget how much it costs.
And I used to tell people, you know, if somebody breaks into my house and doesn't turn around and walk out, they're fucking idiots. Because when the wall down the hallway is lined with swords and battle axes and maces, if that's what I have hanging on the walls, what do I have for protection?
Yeah.
Right?
There's a comedian. His name is Sebastian Maniscalco. I'm not sure how to say his name.
I know the name.
He talks about his buddy who's all into like home defense, and you know, I forget if he said if he's ex-military, but he goes walk in his house, you know, walk down the hallway, and he goes next to his bed. He's got a freaking crossbow. He goes, he's like, what? Why do you have this? He's like, it's home defense, man. He's like, you know, it's what I want. So he goes into this whole fucking skit of he goes, imagine the guy breaks into your house. He's got the pillowcase. He's putting shit into the pillowcase. The way he does the act is fucking the best. He's like, if my friend is coming down the hallway, he sees him, and he goes into like a half squat, and he does like the animation, like he's pulling like an arrow from like a quiver, right?
All right.
And he puts it in the fucking crossbow. I gotta find the video and I'll send it to you. And he sets it up and he makes it, you know, he goes, and then the guy who's robbing him, all he's gonna see is this arrow go and hit him in the chest and go, what the fuck?
Right.
And I'll tell you, you know, in all honesty, I have to agree. The shock factor of an arrow go, because you know you see the arrow hanging out of you.
Right.
They do say an arrow hits harder than a bullet because the way it is.
Right.
But
well, it leaves a bigger entry hole, maybe not an exit hole.
Exit, yeah, exactly. Entry is where the ripping and tearing.
Can you imagine with one of those, you know, 4-blade razor tips?
Oh yeah, those broadhead fucking things.
Yeah. Going in you.
I gotta find the fucking. He does it the way he's.
Or one of the fish ones that expand out, you know, so. It can't...
Oh yeah. When it hits like the target, it fucking like a bear trap. You ever see those fucking things? Oh my god.
Can you imagine that? And if you do survive and you go to the hospital, can you imagine the doctor going, "How the fuck are we gonna get this out of him?"
I actually have a crossbow because my friend started a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple. Now it's probably about 5-6 years. but he was getting into like bow fishing and stuff like that.
Right.
And the best time to go is like at night. So he's like, man, you got night vision. You know, you could really it would be cool. You know, if you could help us out. And I'm like, all right. So I went, and you know, there's like an attachment you obviously have to put on your thing for the line and everything like that.
Right. Yeah, I've seen it.
And I
saw
said,
I
told it, it's really fucking cool. I mean, I really feel bad for the fish because, you know, fishing, you know, you drop your line in the water, you can't see nothing, and all of a sudden this fucking fish has got a fucking piece of steel going through its fucking body. You know, I mean, it's a little... But,
it's harsh. I have a crossbow, but it's a faux one because it's you know, like medieval. So it's it's the style with the handle that you crank. I mean, it worked, but it would never work. It's mock work because the bow arms are made out of pot metal. So you know, obviously you couldn't do shit with that. So then what they did is they took a bungee cord and they used that for the string, so that so you can see the simulation of how it works. You know,
okay.
Crank it back and it'll pull it back, and it comes with a quiver. And, you know,
more or less like it's like a tutorial of how to use something.
Exactly. Yeah. That hangs on the wall. So.
When I bought my crossbow,
now what is yours? About a 75 pound? Is that?
You know what, dude? It's been packed away for so long. I honestly haven't shot it in like almost 4 or 5 years.
I've shot in one. I can't remember if it was 50 or 75. I know.
I think if I'm... Don't hold me to this. I think when I bought it, because I bought it at the Bass Pro Shop up, over here in Pennsylvania, a little bit different laws, but they had them, and I believe I told the guy, I said, I don't want to have to fight this thing to... You know, I told him I need it for bow fishing. I said, you know, occasionally if I go upstate New York to my grandparents' house up there, to, you know, maybe pop a fucking squirrel or a fucking skunk or the other things that kill their fucking crops. But he goes on, he's like, yeah, I want to say it was about a 65 or a 67, some, you know, nothing, you know, I think they go up to like 130 or some shit like that.
Which is hard. I mean, you
just
know,
to
even
put the work in.
That's a lot. That's a lot even for a compound, though. You know.
Yeah, now see, that I can't shoot. I am so scared that thing is going to slice my fucking forearm open. I just can't. To be honest with you, I'm terrified to shoot a compound bow. I am just mind fucked with that. And I see my buddy, because my buddy will hunts with a bow.
Right.
And I see him. That's a skill. I mean, there's no other way around it. That's a fucking skill.
He was really good with it, and then he worked in a wood mill. He was a mechanic in a wood mill forever, and a sliver of wood got past his safety glasses in his eye, and it didn't make him blind, but for some reason it screwed up his equilibrium. And he didn't realize it until he went out, tried to go bow hunting again.
Oh, okay.
And he said he nearly passed out looking down the arrow. He said it was the weirdest thing.
Okay. Yeah, because on the bow they have all the different colors for the different.
And then he used to do a lot of deep sea fishing. He said he couldn't do it after that.
Deep sea fishing? Oh, because he's on a boat. Okay.
He got seasick as hell. And he did it for years and years, and just because of what it did.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Did it all up. But he would go elk hunting with bow up in Oregon. elk are big animals.
Oh my god, yeah.
People think deer are big. Deer are small compared to elk.
Fuck yeah. Elk are like a furry dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, they're fucking... And then they passed a law, he was saying, a couple of years back, where now you can't use quads. You can't carve the animal supposedly where you kill it. And yeah, and I swear this is what he told me. I've never looked it up. And that you can't use quads to pull them out with. That they only allow horses, and so you would have to pay somebody with a horse to come in there
and what state is this?
Oregon.
Really? I really thought
Yeah.
they were kind of like not lax, but a little.
They were for years, and all of a sudden,
Wow.
this bullshit started going on. And he says so they did it because they know that people can't afford to buy the license and pay people with a horse to come out and pull it out for them. Plus, it's a hassle. And then the fact that you can't carve it up out in the middle of nowhere, because he said that's what they would do. Is
Well, yeah,
they
you're
would do
supposed to
most-
clean it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want.
Yeah.
I know when I used to go with my father, but the first couple of times as a kid, depending on if it was a good day. I mean, we'd be hanging them shits right from the tree to clean
Yeah.
them, and then come back like an hour later, as long as it wasn't in a known fox and whatchamacallit area. But holy shit! Now, instead of a
And
horse,
California.
can you
Go ahead.
use like a what about like a wheelbarrow? I'm just saying.
That I don't know. Yeah, that would be interesting to find out.
I do see people do that sometimes.
See, I've never been hunting in California because California is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother.
Well, not only with all the laws and bullshit, but they can't make it like every other state where it's the whole state is you're hunting this, this time of season.
Yeah.
No, it's only this part of the state. You can hunt this at this time, and this part of the state for this. The only
gotcha.
thing that is open season all the time is boar.
Yeah, that's I was getting into that before the pandemic. I want to go out in Texas and do it, but I don't like the way that they. I like hunting when they do like those helicopter runs.
Oh yeah,
I mean it's cool for maybe like the
Yeah.
first couple times, but I feel bad for the animal because it's like you're swooping in on a fucking helicopter to fucking throw a thing through his fucking skull. But at least when you're hunting on the ground, I mean you're actually because you know what it is too. It's a lot more intimidating when because those things can move. I mean they're not people think okay it's a wild pig, but I mean
they're fast and they're big.
And they're
And
vicious.
when somebody's wouldn't you be if somebody was trying to kill you? But Arkansas, a lot of the farmers are begging people to come in and
yes.
because they're just destroying farms. They're not nice animals at all.
There's a Facebook group that is all about American Bulldog, and that's what my one dog is American Bulldog, and he used to be a bait dog. You know what a bait dog is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rescued him, and then I've had him. So just maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, my buddy sends me to this link, and he's like, "Listen, I want you to look at this," but he's like, "Don't get mad at me for sending it to you." And right then and there, I'm like, oh, "This is going to be people abusing animals, and I'm going to have to fucking start snapping necks." But what it is they're using it's American Bulldogs, but there's a specific type of American bulldog that they use for hunting boar and foxes.
Okay.
And a lot of the pictures is the dog, the guy's posing with the dog and the dead foxes or the boar, and the dog is busted up. I mean, they say the blood on the dog is from the other animal. I'm like, there's no way, you can't tell me that none of that blood is from the dog.
Yeah.
It's going after a fox. A fox has a strong jaw. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the teeth are sharp, It's going to defend itself. It's not going to sit there just because you've got this dog. 613, not bad.
Yeah.
So I started reading some of the posts and everything that the guys are posting up.
The animal that can fuck animals up are raccoons and possums.
Mm-hmm.
Like the claws on those things.
And badgers.
Oh yeah, they are so sharp.
I saw a video of this guy. He had a badger, and he more or less was letting it live in his yard, and he was just a little cautious because he did have kids and pets. So he said one day, the video is him filming himself on camera. He's like, last night, I heard some stuff going on outside, this thing. They're I think in the middle of Wyoming, and it goes, I'm gonna show you something, and kind of it's a little disturbing, but it's disturbing in the way of it's fascinating. And so I'm watching this thing, and he's over, and this is the first time I'm watching one of his videos, and he's like, all right, he's like, here's, I think it's the badger, he called his name is James the Badger, and he's like, here's James, and I said, all right, wait a minute, what is this guy going on? He's got a badger as a pet? What's going on here? And then he shows me what this badger did to these, not one fox, not two fox, not three fox, but 4 foxes, and they are just gutted. I mean, just the bellies are ripped open, the jaw was broken off on one, the head's hanging off, and he's like, these, people don't understand, badgers, people say, oh, badgers are, aggressive, vicious animals. He's like, but they're smart with the way that they kill. They go for the throat, they go for the belly, they go for the fucking, they go for all the fucking vitals. And I said, I was saying to my one buddy who has, well, we all did, back in the day, we had a lot of, exotic pets, and, I had a Savannah monitor and a dwarf Tago, and I feed it pinkies, the newborn mice and stuff like that, and the rats and stuff. And I said, holy shit, man, I watch those things. They just swallow them, though. They're not really tearing their fucking heads off and shit like that. Yeah. I saw these foxes, and these foxes must have been at least 60 pounds. I mean, this is right before winter, so they were all fattening up, getting ready for the fucking winter. And I said, holy shit, dude. And then you have the mongoose, how it goes after snakes and shit. I never really saw a mongoose up in person, only on videos and whatnot.
Yeah, I've never. We had a pet tarantula that my dad brought back.
Ooh, they creep me out, man.
Yeah, and he shipped it from Mexico.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and they were waiting for it in the mail, and waiting, and my dad saw this thing should have been here by now, and this thing hasn't eaten yet. Yeah. So he told my mom, he goes, call the post office and see if they got this box.
Uh-huh.
And so my mom calls the post office, and it's close to closing time, and they go, oh yeah, it's here, we'll deliver it tomorrow.
No, you gotta get that you gotta get that to the house now.
Yeah, and that's what she said. She says, let me tell you what's in that box, tarantula. And it hasn't eaten for quite a while now. And they're known as great escape artists. So the guy says, we'll have somebody bring it right over. And so this guy comes to the fucking door, and he's holding it way out, away from it.
Of course, yeah. How did they ship it? Like, how was it packaged?
My dad just put it in a box and put some holes in it, and that was it.
Oh Jesus!
A cardboard box.
It's like when a kid finds a little fucking hurt mouse or bird out in the field.
Right. Yeah. And then he brought a parakeet home once on an airplane. He got it drunk and put it in his inside coat pocket. He put it in his inside coat pocket.
That's fucking funny.
Got it drunk so it would stay asleep during the flight. That was the meanest fucking bird.
If you can get over to the shield guy, he's focused on me. You could probably just pop his box. And... Oh well, that guy fucked it up.
Yeah, my dad did stupid shit like that. It's hilarious. Yeah, we ended up giving that bird to my grandparents. It's fucking mean as hell.
Me and my ex-fiance, we were at a Chinese buffet, and we go and we're done eating, and next door this was at the time when I had the Savannah Monitor and the Tegu, and there was a pet store next door, so I'm always game to look at a pet store, this and that.
Readings indicate.
So I'm walking around and I find one of the guys. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I said, I'm just, just curious if you guys have any, exotics or something like that. And he goes, well, the only thing we have, he goes, is a tokay gecko and a bird-eating spider. I said, well, I want no part of that fucking spider thing. This bird-eating spider thing? No, I want no part. But I said, let me see the tokay gecko. So he said, yeah, sure, So we go over there, and here it is, in a tank that's like the size of a shoebox, and awesome coloring on it. So I'm like, oh, can I hold it? And he looks at me. He goes, oh, you don't know what these things are, do you? I'm like, nah, it's a gecko. I mean, I thought they were like the cute little,
right.
They're like the poodles of the
Alert, an agent has left
creature
your team.
world. And he goes, no. He goes, this thing will bite your finger off. And this thing was probably 7 inches long, maybe 2 inches wide.
Okay.
Very docile looking thing.
Right.
So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, are you serious, man? He goes, yeah. He's like, you don't know. He's like, we're not even supposed to sell these, but we already have them. So, that's why we, I said, oh, all right. So he goes, you want to see it eat? I'm like, well, of course. Now that you tell me it's how vicious it is, I want to see this fucking thing eat. So he goes over to the fish tank, and he goes into the Oscar tank with a net. He grabs an Oscar that's probably the size of, let's say, like those little journals like a kid would write in.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a decent sized fucking Oscar. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? He goes, no, watch. So puts the fucking Oscar in the thing, and the thing's kind of like flopping around, then it stops. So the gecko sees it, and like it's facing up, so he climbs up on the glass, and now he's facing down at it. And he just walks down off the glass onto the fucking floor of the tank, and just proceeds to lacerate this fucking fish. Tears right into the gills. Blood and fish guts are going everywhere. He's, when a dog has a toy and he's like shaking it with his head? He's tearing this fucking thing apart. And I'm just mesmerized by this thing, like tearing into this thing. So he goes, yeah, these things are like the piranha of the land, the way that they eat.
Right.
I'm like, holy shit. He goes, most of the time we just feed it hot dogs because it's just what they like.
Right.
And I said, all right, that thing's kind of cool, So then they also had iguanas there, which is considered an exotic now, but it's not really my thing.
Right.
So I was with my ex-fiance at the time. She's like, oh, you said you'd get me a pet, something I could hold. And I said, I don't know if you really want to hold it. I know you can. You can walk them, and they are that kind. You can fall asleep with them on your shoulders and shit. So we walk over to one. He's like, this is probably our most docile one. If you guys were interested, this would be the one you would want to get. And he says, just be careful, so if you get too close to the glass, it doesn't like, that. I said, all right, so we're about 4 feet away from this fucking tank. All of a sudden, this thing winds up its fucking tail and it slaps and almost cuts through this fucking glass of this fucking tank. I jump back. I fucking get scared. And what the fuck do I jump back into? The fucking the I don't know what you want to call this thing. It's like a mausoleum for this fucking bird-eating spider. And I bang. He goes, oh, you alright, man? I'm like, yeah, the fucking thing's tail, fucking scared. So I turn around and here's this fucking spider. Turbo. Let me tell you something, okay? This fucking thing was the body, just the body where the legs connect to the body, was, he said, is 13 inches long.
Oh, shit.
8 inches wide. Just the body.
Wow.
And then you had 10 or 12 inch fucking legs.
Right.
And this thing is looking at me through this fucking glass. And I said, bro, this thing better not spit acid out of this thing and melt this fucking glass, because I'm going to be running out of here like a little girl. He goes, no. He goes, they're very, very docile. He goes, it's like, he goes, hey, man, you know what a daddy long leg is? I'm like, yeah, that's about the only spider that I can handle. If I see one, they're cool, Right. He goes, this is like just a really big version. I'm like, no, it's not. There's no freaking way that thing is like a daddy long leg. There's no way. He goes, no. He goes, then he proceeds to open up the cage to this thing. Now, you're telling me, you tell me that this thing is docile, but it's got a key lock on the door. It's then on the bottom of the thing, it's got a combination lock, and then he opens it up, and then he taps on the glass let's say the left and right side is cage, and then the front and back is glass. So here comes this thing walking over to where it's opening, where his hand is. Turbo. Okay. All I see is my life flash between my eyes. This thing is about 3 feet from his hand. It jumps and lands on his hand like it was like a fucking like a little chihuahua, right? Jumping off of a fucking bookcase. He goes, here, man, here, and the thing is like, it's like sitting on his arm, but it's like pouncing, like it's lifting its body up and down, like it's getting ready to brace itself to lunge and be like a face hugger from Aliens onto my fucking face. So I back up. I'm like, I back up like fucking 20 feet. I'm like, bro, get it away from me. Listen, I'm a man, and I'm man enough to tell you when I'm afraid of something. I'm afraid of it. It's cool looking now that I see it. I never saw one, never heard of one. I never want to see it again. It's just that intimidating. He goes, here, I'll let it walk on the floor. I said, all right, bro, I'm out. I left. I walked. I said, I'm down. I told my fiance, either you come with me now, or you're going to be sitting in that crate, in that cage with that thing fucking all wound up in a cocoon. She's like, oh, no, it's really scary, but it's kind of cool looking. I'm like, all right, well, I'm out. So I walk outside the door, and I close the door behind me. And I'm looking at this fucking thing, and it's walking along the fucking ground. And it climbs up on some boxes that, like the little gerbil boxes, for the wheels and shit. Climbs up on that, goes up on the counter where the fucking register is, and he's got 2 bowls of that have those fighting fish in it, those Chinese things, those beta, whatever they're called.
Yeah, beta fish.
And it stands on top of those 2 little bowls, and I'm like, this guy's gonna kill these fucking fish, like. What's going on? And it just sat there. He goes, it's not going to eat them. He's like, he goes, it would if we didn't feed it probably, but we have to feed this thing every day, and it's very, he goes, if it's fed every day, it's becomes very not lazy, but it's not moving as fast. Like if it's hunting because it's hungry.
Right.
So he's telling me this through the fucking door because I don't want to walk inside. The most incredible, thing that I've ever gone through. And I tell him, I'm like, listen, man, I kind of like want to come back inside and like look at the fish and you put it away. So he goes, yeah, sure. So he walks over. You know how people have like those birds that are kind of like decent size? You put your arm out and it puts its feet, its talons onto the fucking arm. Well, this thing puts its feet out, or legs, whatever the fucking thing is called, its appendage, and it goes up and it sits on his fucking arm, and he walks back to the crate, and he like this, and he puts his arm inside, and the thing kind of like grabs on, and walks over to its little corner where it hung out. He's like, he's like, it's really cool, man. I'm like, not that I am even remotely interested in having that anywhere near my house. What are you selling that thing for? He goes, are you serious? Because, we could... I'm like, no, you're not working a deal. You could literally send me, I'll give it to you for free, and I won't fucking take it. He goes, well, if you get the spider, the crate, the enclosure with all the things, it's got to have, like, the certain kind of branches and water and everything. He goes, probably, like, $200. I'm like, what? that demon looking thing is with the crate is only fucking $200. He goes, yeah. He's like, if you ever do you know what this is? Have you ever heard of these things?
I've heard of it.
I don't want to tell. I don't even want to tell you to YouTube it because you'll be like, what? And then he told me after he gets it, he closed the gate. I'm like, lock it. I opened the door like an inch. I'm like, make sure those things are locked, and make sure you have the key. And I'm not coming back in. So sure enough, he does. Then he tells me about coconut crabs. Did you ever see one of these things?
Yes, Shelly showed me one, and they are strange looking.
It's such a garbage cans, dude. It's the only crab that lives on the land.
Talking about you. He's talking about coconut crabs. The ones you showed me? Coconut, or is it a coconut spider?
No, coconut crabs. These things,
what?
They crack open coconuts with their claws.
Yeah, they crack open coconuts with their claws? Yeah.
Oh, bro, this thing, then I looked that up on the internet. I'm like, holy shit, and these people, like, live alongside these things. Like, they walk through their houses because they live in these, like, mud huts. This thing it'll just pass through the house like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? Real slow.
Well,
and
a friend of mine, when he lived in Arizona going to UTI, he got a side job with a guy, and they would go into houses to clean out air ducts and stuff that scorpions have gotten into.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, thank you.
We used to fight the spiders and scorpions and those recluse spiders.
Oh, brown recluse.
Yeah, man, those things are. I think the biggest one we had was like probably like the size of like a Solo cup. And I was still terrified of it. Anything, I respect them. I will not hurt them unless they come at me and go into fisticuffs if they do. But
supposedly, I've never looked it up. A daddy longleg is one of the most poisonous spiders in the world, but because their fangs are too small, they can't puncture our skin.
Well, what I heard, yes, I heard the same thing. But they're the most venomous spider to other spiders.
Okay.
So, I think we're both right, and we just heard too, because I didn't hear anything about the fangs, but one of the pet shows the exotic pet shows I went to, the guy had one, and I think it was probably like 12 inches long. This fucking thing was enormous, and I said, why do you have a daddy long leg? I mean, and then he's like, well, actually, the correct name is Fondulus, whatever the fuck the name is.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, they're just a common spider, though. He goes, yeah. He's like, but you know, that they're extremely vicious and venomous to other spiders. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, let me see. He's like, no, I can't do that. He goes, we don't do that here. I said, oh, all right. He goes, if you ever see a daddy long leg try to grab another foot, I'm like, no, there's no way that I'm going to grab another spider to let daddy long leg try to attack the, no. But then I say this, and then when me and my friends used to go down the shore for Memorial Day weekend and everything, and you know what sand fleas are?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So my father taught me, you know, get these and you can use them as bait, or they're just cool little things. You know, they don't hurt you. You know, you can let them crawl on your hand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my friends are like, how the hell do you handle these sand fleas? And we'll be in the ocean, and like numerous times I'd be bit on my toes or something by a crab, and I'll pick my foot up out of the water. I'm like, oh, look at this son of a bitch, this bastard. I'll take him off my toe and I'll toss him. Like, how can you handle that, but you can't handle a fucking spider that's about the size of a nickel? I said, well, I don't know. It's just the way the cookie crumbles with me, you know. Do you want to do another one, or are you getting off?
We'll do one more real quick, and then
okay. Which one you want to do? I mean, I know you did Field Hospital. Do you want to do Times Square?
Yeah, let's do Times Square.
Okay.
Agent, we have a serious issue with the electrical grid in Times Square.
Do you close shop up for Labor Day weekend?
I forgot it was Labor Day weekend, so usually I close Saturday, but I'll be gone at the end of this month anyway. I'll be racing in Tucson, so
oh wow, okay.
I'm gonna close Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday will be my birthday, so which I've closed on Mondays anyway.
This Monday is your birthday?
No, October 4th.
Oh, October.
The end of this month, yeah.
I gotcha.
So.
Come out. There we go.
Yeah, I sent you a video, an old video of my Camaro.
Oh, okay.
And I think if I could Toyota Camry or some shit off. Yeah, it's hilarious. That's back when the car was a full second slower than what it is now.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, it ran, you know, mid-9s in that video.
Jesus, that's so crazy, man.
And now it runs, you know, 860s, 870s.
Yeah, apparently my neighbor went somewhere with they came with a car trailer and big camper, you know, like in there. It must be bringing it somewhere. I think he said he was bringing it to get dynoed and then going for a race.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the dyno shit.
I see too many videos of people's fucking...
And I'm not saying blowing the car up. The biggest issue I have with dynos is that most of the time these guys correct the shit out of the dyno. So it shows it's making a lot more power than what it does.
Oh, okay.
And that does not help you at all as a drag racer, because you know you need to know what it actually made.
Yeah, you know, you need the real numbers.
Yeah. So what they do is they usually correct it to, I think it's 65 degrees of air temp at 0 elevation, with like 5 or 10% humidity. You know, situations that very rarely happen.
Oh, so they could do all that on that thing, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. And then if they're a really shitty dyno shop. What they do is they manipulate the dyno so the base altitude looks higher, and so then it makes the correction factor higher, so it inflates the numbers on the dyno. So,
Interesting.
so then all of a sudden, you know, oh, my car's making this, but when it's actually making, you know, a few hundred horsepower less than what they're showing on their freaking dyno. And then you go to the track and it's like, well, why isn't it running what it should? This is what it produced. So,
Yeah.
It didn't produce that.
And it's not like a dyno is something you can just go out and buy and keep it at your house to do it yourself. It's like,
No.
I'll try to get this guy.
And now the big thing is what they call a hub dyno instead of a wheel dyno, so that you pull the wheels off and it bolts to straight to the axles.
Oh,
Because what the problem is if you get a high horsepower car on a wheel dyno, a lot of times it'll spin the tires on the dyno, so you won't get an accurate reading.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. But see, I would think if you're doing it right to the hub that you're putting in so much load on those hubs and axles that you're actually putting some, you know, real wear and tear.
It's not easy on a car, I can tell you that.
Did you ever see the videos of them dynoing those race semis?
No.
Man, that's a fucking trip, Barry. Talk about fucking... I'm like looking at the screen, like holding my hand to my face, like thinking that the fucking motor is gonna explode. Yeah, but they're really fucking pumping out. You know, you see all the fucking smoke and everything, and then the tires start smoking because they're moving so fast.
Right.
Again, I don't know. I never knew about what you were talking about. I know there certain atmospheres have caused different effects of the motors.
Yeah,
and shit,
just remember, the lower the altitude, the more power the car makes.
Okay.
And the colder the air temperature, the more power the car makes.
Well, that no, because I have the cold air intake on my truck.
Right. So, you know, there's a couple tracks that they always go to set new national records. And they do it at a certain time of year because that's when the weather is the best.
Gotcha.
And there's one track that every once in a while, it actually, the air quality, it's so good it's actually below sea level. It comes up like 600 or 800 below sea level.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where it's at. So a lot of guys go out there to try and set new national records and stuff like that. I know there's a track in Florida that they like to go to for records. Obviously not in the middle of fucking summer because the humidity and it's too high. But
Oh shit. I'm gonna hit the green for this guy.
okay. Yeah, I had a friend of mine that, you know, he had a place out here that's, you know, known for building race motors and stuff like that. Build him a motor for his Chevelle. He told him, okay, it needs to make, I think it was 850 horsepower.
Jeez, okay.
What it
New agent
needed
is
to make.
joining your team.
So that the car would go in the nines because of the weight of the car and all that. So we're out there and
Warning. Additional hostiles detected.
the car's running, it ran in the tens, it ran low tens, because I don't understand it, you know. I've got the dyno sheet, shows it making, you know, 850 something horsepower, which is what it should need to go into the nines.
Yeah.
I said it's not making 850 horsepower. I said it's making between 700 and 750. He says, no, I got the dyno. I said, okay. I said, bring me the dyno sheet, and I'll tell you truly what it's making. So what are you talking about? So he brought it to me, and I said, you see that number on the bottom? That 1.3?
Yeah.
I said, that's their correction factor. I said, if it wasn't corrected, it would be a 1.0. The 0.3 is the correction factor. So now you take that 0.3 and you take that off of the 50, and what do you get? And we did the math, and it was like 730 or something like that horsepower. I said, that's
wow, that's a big fucking difference.
Yeah. Said there's what your
shit.
motor makes. And do the math on the ET. I said, there you go. Exactly running what it should be for that.
Now,
kind of power.
who told you about that?
A shop that I use.
Okay.
That for my machine work and stuff like that. And you know, we were talking about it, and they do correction factor as well. And I said, and I flat out told him, I said, that's bullshit. I said, you know, he says, well, it's an industry standard, you know, to correct it. Well, that's not right. I mean,
Yeah.
and I told him, I said, okay, if you're going to do a correction factor, you should give them uncorrected and corrected. And he goes, you know, the reason why we correct it is, you know, if somebody brings the motor in to dyno it and it's, you know, 100 degrees out and it's humid or whatever, you know, we want to show them what the motor really could make. Well, okay, then don't correct. That's fine to a point, but don't be correcting it to a number nobody's ever going to be able to see. How many drag strips are at sea level, you know?
Yeah.
And how often are you racing when it's freaking 60 degrees outside? You know, I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. Because it does,
of course,
but it's rare.
They're like doing like these dyno guys, I guess, are giving you doing the test at the most optimal cherry picker, you know, type of scenario.
So when I've had one motor dynoed on his engine dyno, just because I was having a real problem with it. It kept melting number 5 piston.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, why is it, something's going on? Is it running lean? Is there just something else going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that's what was happening, is that cylinder was going super lean because of the design of the intake manifold. And if you looked at the intake manifold, it was for a blower, you know, or supercharger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there's no way it's the intake manifold. It was. That cylinder was running 300 degrees hotter than the rest. Yeah, so I had to pull timing out of that cylinder individually and add more fuel to that cylinder, which luckily I could because of the fuel injection system on the car. But I had told him, I said, I do not want to see corrected numbers. He's all, what? I said, do not give me corrected numbers when you print it out. I don't want them. Well, he gave me both, and you know the corrected numbers were over 100 horsepower than what the motor actually made, and I'm like, yeah. So if I was to build my car around these corrected numbers, go to the track, the car
would blow up.
Run.
I mean,
it wouldn't be right. So And then I've got a guy I know that does cylinder head porting.
Okay.
And he's really good. I mean, this guy's good. The biggest thing he does right now is diesel cylinder heads for so-called diesel that he works for.
Oh wow.
And he did head porting for Honda, racing development for their dirt bikes and stuff like that. I mean,
Oh
the
shit.
guy's
Okay.
good. And he was building a motor for Dean, which is actually the guy. Which is actually the guy that had that motor that I said that was built by that one company.
Okay.
Somehow they met, and Dean had him port some cylinder heads, but so he was building Dean a blown motor, and I told him, I said, you better check the flow on that intake manifold, because I told him what happened with mine. And
Yeah.
he says, you know, when I first looked at the intake manifold, he says, there's no way it can be that far off. And he says, bigger than shit, even on that big block. He says the airflow numbers were horrid from runner to runner.
Oh, I just got blue screened. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Now, just because you kind of brought it up, you know when you hear, I can't even tell you what kind of car it is, but I wouldn't really say funny cars, even those pro stock or the the big long dragsters. But it's like you hear some of these guys do like these garage builds, and you hear the car, it's like rub, and it like almost sounds like it's gonna stall, and then it and then it's like they're at it idle, but the car jumps a little bit, then it. Okay. I maybe some of them did have it, but